Hi, I'm Susan. I'm a naturalist here at the Ogden Nature Center. Welcome to Wild Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about the threatened and endangered species and how they get that way. If you've ever heard the words threatened or endangered or extinct, they kind of are like steps next to the edge of a canyon. So let's say the edge of the canyon is right here. If you're a threatened species, you're over here. It means you're getting close to being in danger, but there's still time. If you're an endangered species, we're going to say you're one step closer to being an extinct species. And if you're an extinct species, boom, you have fallen off the cliff and you're not around any longer. So why do species or animals and plants and insects, and there's all kinds of different types of organisms that can be endangered, threatened, or extinct, why do you think that they go extinct? And there's usually some reasons that we think of right off. You might think of overhunting. A lot of people think about unrestricted hunting as being a reason that animals go extinct. And that has been true with a couple of animals that we've had here. They think that the passenger pigeon, which used to live in the United States, in North America actually, by the thousands upon thousands, when these flocks would fly over cities, it would black out the sky for an hour at a time. And so they were really easy to hunt. And so they got hunted in the 19th century, basically to extinction. We no longer have a passenger pigeon here. Another bird that went extinct was the great auk. These live up in the northern Bay of Fundy, northern Atlantic. These were relatives of birds like the puffin. And these guys went extinct because, honestly, they're really tasty. They aren't afraid of people, and sailors ate them a lot. And so these animals also went extinct due to just humans hunting them. But a bigger reason for species to become endangered or threatened or extinct is habitat destruction. And that's usually the thing that happens the most, is we ruin the places where they live. The places where they live are eliminated because we built something there, or the places, all of a sudden, all the vegetation changes and the things they used to eat aren't there anymore. And one of the animals, part of that is what took the Carolina parakeet away from us. This was the only parrot native to North America. It used to live in the eastern United States, and the Carolina parakeet is no longer with us, largely because of habitat destruction. So in Utah, we have 42 threatened and endangered species. There's 21 endangered species, 21 threatened species, and these are actually threatened and endangered under a federal law called the Endangered Species Act. And one of our threatened species is actually our desert tortoise, and this is Rex, one of our two tortoises here at the Nature Center. He is a Mojave desert tortoise, and the reason why these guys are a threatened species is because of the habitat destruction that has happened. They memorize where everything is in their habitat, and if we build a road right over the middle of it, sometimes we separate them from their mate, or we separate them from their water source or their food source. And so habitat destruction is largely responsible for these guys being on threatened status. Another species that was endangered, and actually was one of the species for which the Endangered Species Act was created, is the bald eagle. And we have our bald eagle right here. This is Des Tate. Say hi, Des. She's panting. She's a little warm, I think. But she was an endangered species. And the Endangered Species Act was created in the 1970s to protect bald eagles, peregrine falcons, and the gray wolf. And so in 2007, so that's 35 some odd years, this bird was protected under the Endangered Species Act in order for us to bring back their populations. And what had happened was humans got sick of getting bitten by mosquitoes. They carry terrible diseases. And so we had a chemical that we created called DDT that we would spray in the water that would kill mosquito larvae. Well, the problem with that is that now these infected waters, they infected the mosquito larvae, and the little fish ate the infected larva, and then a bigger fish ate the littler fish, and then a bigger fish ate that medium-sized fish, and as those fish kept moving, as that kept moving up the line, it accumulated in the bigger fish's body, that DDT. It's what we call bioaccumulation. And then the bald eagle's favorite food is fish. And so what would happen is the bald eagle would eat those infected fish, and then they would lay their eggs, and the DDT made their eggshells soft. So when they sat on their eggs, it was like, oh, broke my family. And we didn't have any baby bald eagles born for quite a few years. So they created this Endangered Species Act to help protect this eagle. And now the recovery efforts work. And the Endangered Species Act doesn't just protect the bird, it protects its habitat. We can no longer use DDT because of it. We have to protect the habitats where some of these animals live. She was taken off the list in 2007. So while these bald eagle populations have recovered enough for her to be what we call delisted, they are still protected by a federal law called the Golden and Bald Eagle Act. And so we still protect them by federal law because she is our national bird and we do want to keep them protected. The things you can do if you're interested in more about the endangered species or threatened species, you can go online and you can actually just Google Utah Threatened and Endangered Species, and our Division of Wildlife Resources state site will actually give you a list of all of the species that are considered endangered or threatened in Utah. And in the meantime, you can always come out to the Nature Center and see Rex, wherever he went. He's way back there.
He's
you can
wandering
come out
around.
and see Rex. You can come out and see Destate. You can come out and see Laser. And you can come out and see all of our other cool birds that we have here at the Ogden Nature Center. We're open 9 to 3, Monday through Saturday. I'm Susan. It was great for you to join me today for Wild Wednesday. And we look forward to seeing you at the center.